The compact SUV market is the most competitive market in all of automobiles, and that's why VW decided they need to bring some European prowess to it. That's why in 2025 they completely redesigned the Tiguan from the ground up. So today we have the 2025 VW Tiguan R-Line to dive into. Is this the next compact SUV you should be looking at buying? Let's find out. Starting off in the front here, like I mentioned, the Tiguan is completely redesigned, and that's why you notice a much different front end than we have in past years. But not only that, the R-Line also has a different bumper on the front and the rear. So we actually have this large lattice style bumper with the gloss black that comes all the way around to the side. It does actually have functional vents on both sides, and it just looks mean and aggressive. It looks very sporty to me, especially. But in the center, of course, you've got a massive VW logo. And then you kind of have this really cool translucent R-Line that runs all the way across the front end. You do have a little R-Line badge there as well. You got some daytime running lights up here at the top, a single LED headlamp, and as well as your high beam lights next to it. You are missing fog lights on this Tiguan though, which is a little strange. Give us fog lights, please. Can we please? But if we come along to the side, we will notice that we also have big old 20-inch wheels on the R-Line, and they look quite good too. So we get the bigger wheels with the R-Line, and they just look nice. Gloss black, overall very nice. Now outlining the wheel wells though, we do have this black fender flaring. It gives a little bit of more sportiness to it. I do actually wish though it just paint matched. Now, also on the R-Line though, you do get black caps on your side view mirrors. You do also have lane departure warning, blind spot monitoring, and you do have full 360 parking sensors on the Tiguan as well. So that's nice. Some other things that you get on the R-Line specifically are the black roof rails. So that's nice, handy to have the roof rails, and very easy to reach too. You know, it is a smaller compact SUV. You got paint to match door handles, and what I love about it is that they do have the proximity lock and unlock. So as you're walking up to it, all the doors will unlock for your simple entering needs. Coming back to the back though, you've got the rear tail lights that do kind of bleed into the side, gives it a nice look, a little bit more of style. And then also they bleed all the way across. So they're running all the way across the rear of the vehicle. And then you've got a nice Tiguan badge there, the VW badge. Unfortunately, even though we have a spoiler, you still have that rear window wiper down below when it can very easily be up at the top. But here's more of that R-Line rear bumper that I was talking about with that lattice style. It looks really good on it, but it is going to get dirty. And then more parking sensors. You'll notice that on this compact SUV, we do not have a rear hitch. This is rated for towing, but not very much at all. Only about 1,500 pounds. So you're not getting anywhere towing with this thing. But it does have the automatic rear hatch open. It also has the button on the fob too, so if you want to do that. It's got a very nice cargo mat in the back here, kind of like it. Looks like it'd be very easy to clean. And then you can easily drop the rear seats as well if you want. They lay basically entirely flat. You got some nice storage compartments on both sides, as well as a 12-volt outlet on the left in your cigarette jack style, and then some safety stuff. And of course, what is amazing is that you also get a spare tire. How often do you see that anymore? You usually don't get spare tires anymore, and that's crap. But VW's looking out for you. Hopefully you won't need it though. Aside from that though, our friends over at VW, they know how we like to test things, so they left us a little banana in there so that we can see if VW European prowess stands up to the banana. Oh no, it just ate it in half. VW's hungry today, boys. Well, it definitely ate the banana, but that does wrap up the exterior and the rear of the Tiguan. So let's hop on the inside and see where the magic happens. The 2025 Tiguan is actually beautifully styled. You're gonna really love this. So watch out and check and pay attention, because on the door panel, we've got several different materials and contrasts that are going on. You've got the black leather up here at the top, some piano black that's actually textured with like little dots. And then you've got this really nice gray suede. Then come back down to the black leather with some gray stitching and another different material down here that's like basically the inverse of the mirror black one up here. So overall, very nice looking door panel, very stylish and just very clean overall. As for the functions on it though, very standard. Nothing to write home about. You got your lock and unlock at the top. You've got one touch window operation for all 4 windows. Then you have your side view mirror controls as well as your rear hatch release. So nothing too crazy. No special door sill or anything like that, but man, look at those pedals. Very nice silver chrome pedals that we can look at before we get into our seat. These seats though, they look beautiful. We've got the gray on the inside with the black on the outside with some nice gray stitching. They look extremely nice and very comfortable, but they're made even more comfortable by the fact that you have 12-way power adjustable seating on this. So you can get it as comfortable as you want. But man, the last time I sat in a VW seat, I was very comfortable, and this one is no different. Extremely comfortable seat and just grips your body just right. And this steering wheel looks like it's going to be no different too. Very nice looking steering wheel, very shapely, very good thickness. I actually love this steering wheel. This is great. It reminds me of a BMW steering wheel actually. Very nice feeling leather on it. And overall, it looks good too. You got the silver that outlines the controls and everything. On the left-hand side, you've got your volume control, but then you do have your driver's assistance features such as your cruise control and adaptive cruise control and etc. On the right-hand side though, that's where we have the rest of our multimedia controls. So that's what you get. Behind the steering wheel though, we do have two stalks, and they're not what you think they might be, because on the left, we're controlling our lights and as well as our front and rear window wipers. On the right-hand side, it's actually our gear selector. So don't get that confused. To the left of the steering wheel though, we do have our headlight controls. So that's all you got over there. We've got a lever so that we can adjust our steering wheel, which goes up, down, in and out. Always nice to see that. What else I see is that we have a very nice crystal clear digital gauge cluster behind the steering wheel, about 9 inches. And then we also have a heads-up display, which is fantastic. Now, into the infotainment center, it is unfortunate that this is 100% touchscreen. We have no physical controls for any heating and air, and it's a little bit of a mess. So I'm not a fan of the touchscreen. I'm going to say that that's a little bit of a downfall that we have here, but it's nice and responsive. I just would like physical controls for some things. So that's a personal thing. Maybe you feel differently, but on the bottom here, you do have some touch buttons for your heating and air and your volume. So I guess at least you do have that. You do have dual zone climate as well. So very nice. Now this is a 12.9 inch infotainment screen, and they do actually have the option to upgrade to a 15 inch. So you can get more if you want more. Now what else is cool is if you look at the dash, you've got that same style that was over here on the door panel is on the dash, and it just looks really nice. It gives it a little bit of character, especially with the chrome outlining it and going into the gray leather. It's just a really nice looking dash in my opinion. Let me know in the comments what you think about it. What would you want changed? Below the infotainment center though, we do have our hazards button, a couple good sized cup holders with a little storage spot, and then this weird dial. And this weird dial is just our volume and power. Now with the dial, it is kind of interesting because it's actually a dial and a touch screen. So you can touch it and you can mute or unmute, and then you can change the volume. So it's kind of neat, a little unique. And then you've got your electronic parking brake and your power button. I'm gonna call it a power button because that's what it looks like, but it is your engine start stop button. And then in the center console here, we actually have basically two little cubbies here. We've got two Type-C ports though, and then we have a spot where it's actually a wireless charger, this little flap here, and it holds your phone in. Then you get more storage space, and then this isn't very cushioned, but it's comfortable enough, that's for sure. It's definitely softer than others. And this opens up kind of difficult. You gotta put some pressure on that. And then you kind of just have a really small center console here. It's only like 3 inches deep. You can't even fit a Snickers in there, so I hope you're not hungry. Moving up above the infotainment center though, we do have an auto dimming rear view mirror with 3 home link buttons. And I love that it is one of those frameless designs, so it almost looks like an infinity mirror, right? Up above there, we have our dome light controls and our help buttons and our SOS button, as well as the controls for our panoramic roof that opens. Huge points there. I love panoramic roofs, and I love ones that open even more. Overall, I would say the front of this Tiguan is very spacious, very nice, well put together. My only complaint is the infotainment center. I wish that we just had some physical controls. I'd really like that. But what else I want to know is how is it in the back where Uncle Steve is? So let's kick him out and get back there. Coming into the rear, they kept the style going. You'll notice the seats are the same, and we even have that same style door panel. However, we are missing a little bit of that style that it had down here, and we have a speaker grill right there. So overall, I love that they kept it the same and didn't cheap out back here. The seats still look beautiful, just as easy to lower and raise, no problem at all. Both sides have a little button up here, and hopping in is no challenge either. So nice and comfortable too, just like the front. This is definitely somewhere I could spend some time, especially considering this is Uncle Steve's seating position. And you know, he's like 9 feet tall and I still have about a foot of space between my knees and the seat. So very comfortable back here. However, I would hate to be stuck back here with 3 people. It's not very wide. And what's crazy is actually in 2025, the Tiguan got bigger by several inches. And they removed the 3rd row seats, no longer an option. You can't get them at all. However, you still end up with a little bit less space, it seems like. So that's a little bit of a bummer, but it's very, very comfortable back here. Then you've got this you can pull down, which is extremely padded, very comfortable as well. Very small cup holders though. Like, I guess you're only planning on going to McDonald's because that's about all those are gonna fit. And otherwise, we have a couple more type C ports, and that's about it. You'll also notice that on the sides, we have a little bit of storage there. I'm not sure what you're really gonna put there, but there is some storage. Now that does wrap up the interior and exterior of the 2025 Tiguan R-Line. Let's get her on the road and see if she handles like an R-Line. All right, now we're behind the wheel of the 2025 Volkswagen Tiguan R-Line. And first impressions are, she's got some pep. A little bit noisy, definitely some engine noise. But other than that, you know, she's got some pep for sure. Very, very comfortable ride though. The front seat especially is extremely comfortable. I really like the steering wheel. Definitely a very noisy engine though. You can hear everything it's doing. But we're going around a little bit of a windy road right now. It's handling well. The brakes don't feel squishy. So the acceleration feels fantastic on this. It's definitely quick for a compact SUV. The handling feels really good. Like I said, the brakes don't feel squishy. The visibility on it is great because you've got very well-sized side view mirrors. The A-pillars are not ridiculously large. The only thing is you can't really see out the 2nd row windows, but you shouldn't really need to because that's what your side view mirrors are for. And the rear window, as long as you don't have anyone back there, you can definitely see out it very well. Overall, so far, at least it's an absolute pleasure to drive. Keeps the lane very nice. It's not all floaty and everything.
The passenger seat actually pretty good too.
Yeah,
it's wide enough. It's not like too narrow or anything. You know?
Good for a passenger princess. You can be my
Okay.
princess.
Okay.
Oh, all right. Now, what is cool though is part of the reason why it's so smooth on the road and why it feels so good is because it does actually have independent suspension for all 4 wheels. So that's pretty neat. That's something new that they did for the Tiguan in this year. But yeah, like Steve said, the seats are actually really comfortable.
Yeah.
Now,
Perfect for American size.
yeah, if it was for Europeans, they would definitely have been smaller. But that does wrap up my first impressions. How about we do get Uncle Steve in the driver's seat so that he can give us a breakdown about everything that they've changed for 2025 and how this powertrain actually works.
All right, it's Uncle Steve talk about the powertrain. Well, before I talk about powertrain, the first impression of this new VW Tiguan is sexy. Pretty much it's like a European woman and man.
Ooh, that's
It's-
nice.
It's nice. You like the design too, right? Interior and exterior is just sexy.
It is. It looks absolutely stellar.
It's unlike Korean car like here, they just throw stuff in it and see which one is work. But this is just like, it just flow.
Are you saying that Asians have no fashion sense? Or Koreans anyways?
No, Korean, they're good at cosmetic surgery. So I guess they're good at body shop, you know.
Yeah. They need that European prowess to bring some style and class in though.
To be honest, I believe, or in my opinion, all European car is sexy. They are good design.
I could agree with that.
And they do related to each other. For example, the headlight design, the location is always on your left side,
Yeah.
under right by the door. Always. For like 50 years, I guess. And Chrysler start copying that not long ago. So for the 2025, they offer 1 engine, 1 transmission, and 2 drivetrain. The engine is a 2.0 inline 4 turbocharged engine, producing 201 horsepower. 201.
And one. Can't forget that one.
Yeah.
And also, doesn't the R-Line lose 1 horsepower?
No, the R-Line have same horsepower, same powertrain.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's something I really hate. Because when you buy R-Line, it's supposed to have better engine.
Right, it makes me think of like F-Sport with Lexus.
Yeah, but there's a good news. Let me finish my powertrain first, okay?
Okay, I won't jump to that.
So 201 horsepower and 221 foot-pound of torque. With an 8-speed automatic transmission. The drivetrain is optional, either front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, except the top of the bottle, top of the trim, the SEL-R-Line is standard all-wheel drive. Well, the good news is for the 2026, they're gonna put a powerful engine for the R-Line, which is producing 268 horsepower.
Now we're talking.
That's it. Yeah, that is almost 70 horsepower.
Yeah, that's
more on this.
That's over 25% more horsepower.
So if you want a big discount, buy the 2025 model, or you want horsepower, you just wait until 2026. Well, for the 201 horsepower, 0 to 60 is kind of slow. It's 7.7 seconds to 8 seconds. That's very slow.
Especially considering it feels much faster than that.
It's probably because you drive a European car. Because every European car just feels like a sport car.
Yeah. They did do a good job with the R-Line though of making it feel it look really sporty.
Yeah, but like I said, I hate you pay extra but not getting a whole lot extra.
Right, just some shiny plastic.
Yeah. So one thing I have to mention is the warranty. It's better than most manufacturers right now. They offer bumper to bumper 4 year, 50,000 miles, whichever come first. And then they have 2 year free, 2 year and 20,000 mile free maintenance. So they can do your oil change. If your brake go bad before, I think that's included too.
Hey, maintenance costs a lot.
It is, especially for European car.
Yeah.
And then they offer rust-free protection warranty, which is 7 years, 100,000 miles.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's good.
That's
you
crazy.
need that in here, right?
In the Midwest. Yeah.
Yeah. So
we're on the same page.
Exactly. We hate rust. I hate seeing rust on a car,
right?
And I hate work on a car that has rust.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so
gotta get your tetanus shot.
Well, one thing I do have to ask you, Josh, what is a towing capacity? I remember you mentioned something is really just little. You cannot even tow like a scooter.
Well,
right?
Luckily you will be able to tow a scooter.
Okay.
But maybe not like 5 of them. You can only tow 1,500 pounds with this, and that's if you put on a hitch.
And you have to put on a hinge?
Yeah, there's no hitch.
Damn.
So
how much is 1,500 pounds? It's like literally just 2 scooters? Or 2 motorcycles?
Yeah, like 2
and
motorcycles. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. You're not towing much. You're not even towing like a pop-up camper.
So it's kind of confusing right now. What the VW want to put this in the market? Like, they try to advertise as a speed, as a race car, or is like a family camp? Like you go to camping, go to a road trip.
Yeah, I'd say it's good for that. I mean, you've got the great roof rack, you've got very comfortable seats, you got good storage area back there.
But you cannot tow too much.
You can't tow. I mean, you can tow, but you can't tow.
So basically, it's a commute, like just for point A, point B, and then you look good.
Yeah.
Sexy, and make you look sexy.
You feel sexy. Yeah, you hop in it, and when you get out, you're like, damn, I'm sexy.
That's the market, huh?
That's the market.
Well, besides the powertrain, I think the powertrain is not bad. But one thing I really want to talk about is the maintenance. You know, even on their book, it's like change your oil 10,000 miles. Don't do that, please. Don't do it. Do it max 5,000 miles because they know it. European car is well known to like the oil, sludgy oil.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
you don't want oil sludge. But if you end up with sludgy oil, You got a 4-year warranty.
Yep. You can just trade in your car.
Yep.
For a new one for 2026.
Hey, now we're
Get
talking.
more horsepower.
Yeah.
Well, how about tell us the price?
You know, it's actually surprisingly affordable.
Okay.
Surprisingly. Especially for this segment. And, you know, VWs aren't known to be like cheap or anything. Like they're cost effective, but not bad. So there's only 4 trim levels, which is another nice thing. We don't have 18 of them. So that's great. It starts off with the S, and the S comes in at $31,000.
Oh.
Then there's the SE, which comes in at $34,000. Then there's the then there's the SE R-Line Black, which comes in at $37,630. But what we're driving today is the SEL-R-Line, and that comes in at $41,930. So $41K, and you've got a brand new subcompact SUV.
Damn.
That looks sexy, makes you sexy.
So actually it's not bad. So on top of that price tag, you want a all-wheel drive, just has a few $1,000s on it.
Yeah.
Except the SEL model.
Yeah, right. This one already has the 4-wheel drive. And again, if you're in the Midwest, do you want anything other than an all-wheel drive? Overall, Volkswagen has definitely outdone themselves this year with the 2025 Tiguan. I'd say the 3rd generation of the Tiguan came in top notch. It looks sexy, it feels sexy, and it has that aggressive, sporty vibe. We definitely think that if you're in the market for a subcompact SUV, you should definitely head over to Volkswagen, check one out, and see if it fits your style, if it fits your needs. Otherwise, let us know in the comments what you think. Is it something you'd even consider? And smash up the likes, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you on the next video.